I think we should start a rule. You don't get acknowledged until after we go live. So all the people that are cheating the system, jumping the line, they have to say hi again.
I believe Rita, though.
I believe Rita.
The other one was just too far in advance. Behave yourself, CJ. All right.
You're the one who made it worse.
Well, I mean, hello. Can you be any more obvious?
No?
Okay. Hello. Howdy, hey.
We're just two giddy bros ready for a giddy day. Yes, I'm still laughing at that. Sit down. Sit down. So I thought.
That's like the Undertaker and Rey Mysterio.
Stand up straight when you talk to me, boy. Tiny. Linda Music. See, look how good a friend Linda is. I called her Linda Music for so long, she literally made it her name.
But it's not Linda Music, it's Linda, her last name.
Music. It's there.
It's there.
Okay.
But she didn't do exactly.
Hello, other Karen.
Hello, Karens. I'm going to cut your mama a break because I'm the nice one.
Ah! Smell that?
Hello, Karen. Hello, Karen. Hello, Rita. And of course, hello, Linda Music.
That's not as bad as what I did to Dane.
What'd
He's
do
learned
to
he's
me?
learned all my nicknames and he's forgetting the regular names because he's learned all the
Oh,
nicknames.
got you. Yes, if you go to church with CJ,
You get a nickname.
you do not have your name no longer exists.
Correct.
All right. Nothing rated R. It's all PG 13.
It's all Cold Hands, the Dancing Karen, the Quiet Karen, Mama Karen. The list goes on and on.
All right.
Oh, Samantha is not going to be asking questions today because she is driving, but we will say don't break no laws just to make a comment.
Yes, be safe, Samantha. But she could live 10 minutes away from work. Who knows? But this is New York, though, we're talking about. So,
Well, to be fair, the only New York we've been in, it took 3 hours
to go
3
15
blocks.
minutes. Yeah, to go 15 minutes. Yeah. Now, Buffalo wasn't bad.
Oh, 5 minutes.
Oh, okay.
So let's see. In Brooklyn, that would be, a 5 minute drive would only take an hour and a half.
Hour and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Astronauts have just splashed down, according to Rita.
Oh, did they?
Cool.
Yay! Thank you, Jesus.
About
That's
time.
awesome. Yeah, finally. They've been stuck up there what 10 months now, or is it 9?
Something like that.
Island, not bad.
She's in Long Island.
Oh, okay.
See, we only did the Brooklyn side. Ah, my sister's here.
Hello, Cynthia. Cynthia. I like that name. Cynthia. All right. So, although I would have to say, boys, what you talking about, boys? Boys.
Mm.
Boys. All right. Your favorite holidays coming up. It's right around the corner.
We're already. Today starts the most wonderful time of year.
That's
March Madness, the basketball tournament, baby. Let's go.
Oh, Lord. Are you painting your body this
No.
year? All right. So, hello to everyone. Thank you all for joining us. Sorry about my absenteeism yesterday. I had a little incident. I had to recoup.
Only Mazda is putting that foul language on your Facebook.
What's the cards?
Louisville Cardinals.
Oh,
Kentucky's in state rivalry.
oh, okay. Swish. She must be home. Either that or she stopped in the middle of the street because some car parked right there.
Or she had to stop because the motorcycle was driving on the sidewalk.
Hey, these hillbillies are not used to New York street at all.
You know, that could have been a members video if we'd have thought about it.
If we would have known it was that ridiculous, we were not expecting that. I was expecting something like Dallas, which is hectic, but it's not terrible. I wasn't expecting that crap. Whew, I will never forget that. So, all right. Get your questions going now, Samantha. All right. What are we going to talk about? Overcoming life's struggles.
Like you finally admitting you're weaker than me?
Never. I'm all muscle. And I'm getting back to where I was prior to the Borgen plantation. Getting back there. So, all right. So, we all have things to improve on that we can consider as a struggle. We all have things we either want to do for, and we're mainly talking about health here. And we all, to a degree, have addictions. This was actually, tonight's teaching was brought on because of a person that I was ministering to, and I just felt the need to talk more about it, because really and seriously and truly, and I'm not going to pretend to say that I don't do anything harmful repeatedly or anything that, what do you want to call it? Anything that the medical field may say is not good for you. But my major addictions I've overcome a long time ago, like drinking, the drugs, and all of that stuff. Now, a lot of people suppose they have food addictions, and honestly, I don't like calling stuff addictions.
Mm-hmm.
I hate the terminology because the terminology alone keeps you in that rut. Because, and I want people to get this.
It's just like everyone going around saying teenagers are addicted to their cell phones.
Right.
Which, let's be honest, it seems kind of true, but at the same time,
At the same time,
what
you're
you're speaking.
right, and you're labeling it as a huge issue. And when you label something as an issue, you are focusing on the issue.
Mm-hmm.
You're putting yourself under the law.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that's the problem right there. And we do that without recognizing it as that's what we're doing. And when I say under the law, in these cases, I'm not even talking about the Ten Commandments, folks. But this does apply to those that choose to live their life from the Ten Commandments. Yes, they're absolutely under the law. But I'm just talking about just from a cultural aspect
Mm-hmm.
of what society deems as appropriate or inappropriate, or healthy or unhealthy. But that's where I hate that label of addiction, because it puts you in the mindset of right or wrong.
Well, let's face it, because you have to put a label on it is another sign it's under the law, because the law labels everything.
Yes, absolutely. And so I don't even like using that terminology. I only have to use it so y'all understand what I'm saying. I was trying to squirm out of it, but we can't write, you know. But the thing is, I've overcome all those things, alcoholism, the drugs, and all that stuff. And it's without stress, strain, or any of that. And, I really have a real good way to explain how much I'm not addicted to alcohol at all. But I'm going to hold back, because then some idiot would use that and hurt themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So let me just say that I went from being a full-blown alcoholic. Help me think of a right way to put this.
We'll be right back, y'all. And we're back. And we're back.
We were involved in a serious discussion there. All right. I'm leaving that alone. Agreed. Just trust me when I say that I am no longer an alcoholic at all, nor do I claim to be one.
What you're saying is you went from being a full blown alcoholic to you can now go to Texas Roadhouse where it has an open bar and it not bother you.
There you go. Perfect.
I knew I had one. I needed a second. Because there are a lot of people that they come off that and they can't even look at a bar.
Correct. Now, why is that and how did I do that? Okay. Without a doubt, the Lord's grace. Okay. That's what I'm going to say first off. But here's the other thing, is because I took myself out from the law.
Mm-hmm.
I got to the point where, yes, I can do all things.
Mm-hmm.
Not all things are beneficial for me. So, and you get this from Romans 6 through 8 as well. That which I would do, I do not, but that which I would not do, that I do. And that we are all under the law of sin and death.
Mm.
So, and especially in our culture, in the Greco-Roman culture, the Western world, we have to deem everything right or wrong, guilty or not guilty, don't need punishment, needs punishment.
Sin, not sin.
Exactly.
Baptist, Pentecostal.
And that's the wrong way to look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That way, that's the way of the law.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the law of sin and death in which you're trapped in. I want to make this crystal perfectly clear. If you're struggling with something, you're struggling with it because of that very mentality that is either right or wrong. That if you do that thing or if you don't do that thing, then you're wicked and evil, then you're sinning.
Mm.
Instead, when you open it up to, you have a free choice. And this is really, when I learned this, and this was before I was even a Christian, because I actually quit drinking long before I was a Christian. It was 2006 when I quit drinking. Which is another important point. We should have that, bro, man.
I'll tell you later.
Okay. And so when you take yourself out from that situation, when you observe your choices, all right, instead of it being either right or wrong, you have the choice. You can choose without threat of punishment what you consider to be the negative, or you can choose the other method. When you have a free choice, then you will choose the right one.
Mm-hmm.
Because now you're doing it from freedom of choice, not to be free from punishment. It sounds like the same thing. It's not. Okay, this is the difference between Tony being a drunken Tony being completely free. Okay, I don't have to attend AA meetings. I don't have to sit there and claim I'm an alcoholic. I'm not living second by second. I am totally free from the drugs, from the alcohol. Somebody can smoke a dope right in front of me, and it will not bother me, and it will not cause me, oh, let me get hit. Because I'm completely free from it.
Mm-hmm.
That's true freedom.
Yep.
Now, before somebody goes off, yes, you go to AA whatever you need to until you get this. That's fine. I'm not putting down those. But that's not true freedom. You've just exchanged bondages.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now the one, yes. Hey, start off with all for it. But true freedom is I don't have to go to those meetings.
which we talked about for years, with AA, the only the bad thing is where they're claiming you'll never be free from that addiction, which is incorrect. Because
Correct.
you will get free from that addiction.
Correct. You can absolutely be free. Quit one claiming it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's starters. There's good, very good things within the program. I'm not knocking it, but
Some minor tweaks, it'd be a whole different ballgame.
but it's not freedom. It is still a form of bondage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm talking about being completely free. People with eating disorders, same thing. And this is what you do. You allow yourself, you have a freedom to choose. When you give yourself that freedom, then you are free to make the right choice.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give an example because it's real easy to do with food. All right. And instead of looking at it like, okay, for instance, let's use alcohol for a second. Most people look at it as I can't drink because I do stupid things. I hurt my family, so I can't drink. That's the wrong way to look at it. Right there, you are totally under the law of sin and death. And what happens? You don't change your thoughts. And that's a problem. We're alcoholics because we think about alcohol all the time. You are not changing your mind. This includes sin. Those who call yourself Christians, it's the same deal. If you're thinking about trying not to sin, if you're thinking about trying to quit drinking, what are you doing? You are still focused on sin. You're still focused on drinking. Your mind is not renewed.
There you go.
With a renewed mind, your thoughts do not have to be about not committing a sin.
Mm-hmm.
Your thoughts do not have to be about not going to a bar. Christians, and whenever I say we're Christians, I mean y'all religious, churchy folks out there. Christians, all they do is concentrate on sin. They're not free. All you're doing is switching. You're not renewing your mind. You're not changing your thoughts. Your thoughts are in the same thing. That's why you continue to do the unwanted behavior. Because you're trying to quit something. Instead, you have got a free rein to choose. Guess what? I choose that I want my water because I like my water. Notice, I did not choose water, because I can't drink.
Yeah.
No, I chose water because I like it. I want this to set in. Or I choose to drink sweet tea. Now, if you're in the South, you ain't got to say sweet because it's all sweet.
There's only one type of tea.
Now, if you want not unsweetened tea, then you got to say something.
You gotta go that. Then you might as well just call it an abomination. Throw it out.
But you ain't gotta say no sweet tea. You ain't gotta, I want sweet tea. You ain't gotta say that. It's gonna be sweet.
Hmm.
Okay. This us Southern people know that.
In the South, here's your options: sweet tea, or go back to the North. Am I wrong?
Oh, you're not wrong. All right. So, and this is the same thing with food, right? And I'm no fan of following what the doctors say is a healthy diet. Y'all know this.
Really? I would have never imagined that.
My poor trainer. Eat your fiber, Tony. I ain't eating no stupid fiber. All right. But the thing is, if you have a diet that you want to follow, I'm not knocking that. Okay.
Do it because you want
to.
versus do it out of obligation, which obligation's another word. You're under the law.
Right. You're not doing it to get healthy. You're not doing it to get rid of diabetes. You are doing it because that's what you like.
Hmm.
Then you will not struggle. The struggle will be so minimized. If you want to keep to a diet, listen to me. That's how you do it. You take away the punishment. You take away trying to stop, because in trying to stop, you are still thinking about the sugar. You're still thinking about your donuts. You're still thinking about your Snickers bar or whatever else. You have not renewed your mind.
Just like we talk about every New Year's Eve. Why do New Year's Eve resolutions always fail? Because you try to make obligatory decisions that ain't free.
Exactly right. This is a total change in viewpoint, a total change in perspective. You're not focused any longer on what you want gone.
Mm-hmm.
Because as long as you're focused on what you want gone, it remains in your life.
Yep.
Period. And Stephen, that goes for everything. When you lift the penalty off, you are free to make your own choice. As long as there's a penalty, or you feel there's a penalty, if you feel is wrong, you are going to struggle. I am telling you, this is for anything. Quit trying to get it gone. This is for your health. Quit trying to want the symptoms gone. The more you try to get rid of it, the harder it will be there. The more it will be there. This applies to anything. People struggle so much because they're trying to get so hard to get rid of the negative things in their life that they actually cement it into their lives.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's wrong with religion and Christianity, is that's what they teach you.
Hello, Mary.
Hello, Mary. Quite contrary. If you learn this, and they actually taught this, and they actually taught that keeping a short list for repenting is leading you into more sin, and if they would shut up the sermons about, well, this is sin and that's sin, y'all love to sin. No, they have taught you in order to get rid of sin, you got to be focused on it to not do it. That's what the church has taught you, and that's wrong. That's why you have got such angry, bitter, hypocritical people sitting in church pews because they're under the law. Change your thoughts. Now you have a choice. Since you have a choice, a free choice, not with threatening of punishment. This is why the myth of hell is so damning. Because you're using threat of punishment to try to make people act right. Impossibility. And that's not God. When you truly renew your mind, you're not going to focus on getting rid of the negative. Therefore, you're not going to be so judgmental of other people, for one. You're not going to be so caught up in your own traps that you lack compassion and all that other stuff. This here will change your life into a 180 that quickly. This is why the American culture is so out of whack, because we concentrate on the negative things. This is why churchianity is so out of whack, because you concentrate on the negative things. And you use bribery, use coercion, use blackmail, fear-mongering to try to get people to act right. That will never happen. All that does is lead people deeper and deeper into it. That's what the threat of hell, the threat of the rapture, that's what those things do. You will never see Christ use the threat of punishment in order to obtain a moral code of conduct. He doesn't. That's why I want to get through to y'all. To renew your mind, you have freedom of choice without punitive judgment. You are completely free to make the choice. Now that's freedom, true freedom, and then you are free to choose what is in your best interest. I want light bulbs to go off. Amen. Yeah, all please get this.
Grab a hold of it and don't let go.
That's the biggest problem with churches. What they are teaching you is renewing your mind, is not renewing your mind. It is keeping it exactly where it is. And then it's turning you bitter and everything else.
So bitter, you're going to take a fake $100 bill and go to a big that just says you'll never be broke again. Like, go to a restaurant, find a bearded tattooed guy, and just assume he's a devil worshiper.
Yeah.
Interrupt his daggone lunch. He's lucky to get cold cocked. Yes, I'm still salty about that. I'm still mad I didn't get that man an earful.
But then you did the same thing to me. I still got that one.
I showed you the stupid thing.
No, you gave it to you tried to fool me.
That was fooling fun, though.
Yes.
I didn't go, you'll never be broke again, brother, because you need the load with your blue hair and your tattoos and you're in the wrong guy. And that kung fu preaching,
You do that really good.
you know,
Pastor Bill, Sunday, right here.
not Sunday.
Sister Karen, let Bill know. I dare you. Put him up there one Sunday.
No.
Yeah. You did that good. All right.
Why are you trying to throw me up there? Because you ain't going. Ooh. Yeah, I said the quiet part out loud, didn't I?
You get up there and preach, and I will show up for that sermon.
Front row,
No,
front row,
no,
front row,
no.
front row. You got to be in the splash zone. You got to be in the splash zone for that one.
No, back row.
Nope, front row.
All right. And that was a little blow. That was dirty deeds done dirt cheap. Dirty
I done
deeds.
said I said the quiet part out loud.
All right.
I ain't worried about her.
All right. So, seriously, everybody's life would be so much better if you get all of this little truth. Now, you know, Mr. What's his name? Prince. Mr. Prince, Pastor Prince dude. He's got the right idea. But the problem, he's not wrong. But what makes me uncomfortable with his way of teaching it is he would even say, you know, go ahead and do this, but just keep repeating to yourself that you're the righteousness of God. That's not wrong in and of itself. But here's the problem with that. And those, I'm not insulting Mr. Prince at all. But here's the flaw. If you think you're getting away with something, you're as much under the law as ever, and you are still trapped doing that action. So, people, I'm not saying this is everyone who listens Prince. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying there is this tendency because, all right, you're told it's okay, you're not going to be punished, and all of this stuff. You're encouraged to do it until you get it. That is not freedom because in your mind, you're getting away with doing something. It's when you don't see right or wrong. When you see freedom of choice. I had a fellow minister who is not on the pure grace side like me in CJR that, oh, I tried that. And He's right back to all the rules and all that crap. And I'm like, here's the difference. When you tried pure grace and listen to Don Keithley and company, your mindset and what this person told me, I went right back to cigarettes, da da da. Of course. Because your mindset was you're getting away with something.
Mm-hmm.
Knowledge of the tree of good and evil. Right? It was the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Therefore, this is good, this is evil, this is good, this is evil. That's what happened. Now, when you have freedom of choice, where there's neither good nor evil, your mind will stay focused on the good.
Mm-hmm.
But you cut that off at the knees the moment you feel you're getting away with something. Because you're still seeing good and evil. You are still in your mind not the righteousness of God.
Mm-hmm.
That's why people think that the pure grace message is hyper grace. It's not. But it's because you're looking at it with a guilty mindset. You're like the robber that even though there's no more crime, there's called stealing, and the doors are unlocked and you can go in and you can take whatever you want for free because now there's no such thing as stealing. Well, what's a thief going to do? Still be looking over his shoulder, still feel like he's gotten away with something.
Mm-hmm.
There was nothing to get away with because it was free. Do you see the difference? I want this to get crystal clear. This is why people have a problem with pure grace, because they think it's a license to sin.
Mm.
Number one, you don't need a license to sin. But it's the mindset change. Because if the blood of bull and goats would make one righteous, they would have no more consciousness of sin. Which means you don't have to worry about what sin is and what ain't. All right. Do you think I'm getting through to him? Can you get through to him? Here. Take the sledgehammer and knock it into him.
That's your sledgehammer. Mine's out in the vehicle.
Well,
Thanks.
knock it to him. Let's go. Get on him.
What he's saying is grab a hold of it and don't let go. Don't let go. Don't let go.
You're squeezing my board technology. I finally found a way where you won't hug me.
I ain't even squeeze that hard.
No, but I can use it as an excuse so you won't hug me. You're hurting
That's not an
me.
excuse.
You're hurting me.
See, that's the problem. Everyone's coddling you except for me. That's why I'm the only one keeping you in line.
Thank you, Samantha. Yes. I did not go over to the center.
You went over the center.
Yeah, when you forced me to, because you hugged me,
You
Mr.
missed it.
Mr. Bear Hugger.
You ain't had a good hug in a while.
All right. Y'all notice? I got my necklace back on. I still got a couple more weeks before I'm fully able to move everything 100%. But I'm almost there. Oh Lord,
She's trying to be funny, but nah.
Where'd you at, Eric? Where's our Canadian bro at?
He saw the weather next week and didn't want to hear us complain to him.
Yeah, but at least it's not as cold as cold.
Yeah, that's true.
So
Our last little cold spell. Dogwood winter.
I don't care. I don't care. Look, and I think CJ will attest to this. And I ain't listened to everything they told me to do and not do.
Nah, that's a shock.
But I have followed their orders more closer than I ever have in my life.
Well, considering the issues around a microwave, a cell phone, and a car battery, that makes a little more sense.
So I have the best. I have done the best and the closest to following doctor orders
Getting soft in your old age, bro.
than I've ever done before. So
Big old softy.
I'm not soft.
Getting soft.
So listen, y'all. Seriously, I'm not making light of addictions. I know how entrapment feels, but this is the out.
Mm-hmm. The true freedom.
I've experienced it, and you can. Yes, there's still things, but nothing like there was used to be. And so the truth is when you look at things, and here's the overall, when you see things the way Christ saw them, the way he sees them, but the problem with that is your understanding of the way he saw it because of the way religiousness picks things out and the way most of the biblical translations are. The harshness within them, the words that do not line up with the intent. Okay? That's what throws people off. That's why they see harshness where there is not. And once again, if you're struggling with a religious mindset, start with the Mirror translation.
Mm-hmm.
I've had a couple more people get the Mirror translation, be blown away by it. And I'm just telling you, if you're struggling and to truly seeing God as he is, not as man makes him out to be, the Mirror translation will so help you. Yeah, I'm wondering, he must be busy or sleeping. Wake up the sleeping giant.
Leave Eric alone.
All right. So, Samantha, you ain't been quiet today, but you ain't had no questions. So, I want a question. Do you not miss when you ain't got no questions?
Sometimes sitting back and paying attention is also good.
Don't wax philosophical on me.
You just like putting people on the spot.
I love putting people on the spot.
Samantha, don't be obligated to ask a question. You are free to make a choice. Argue that one, bro.
All I was saying was when Samantha doesn't ask a question, I miss it. That's all I was saying.
That sounds like you're saying by the law she's obligated to ask a question every time.
You're putting words in my mouth.
I'm using your own teaching against you.
All right. Once again, this is not a way or a mean to get away with something. All right.
This is not my teacher. This is my bro. Get it right.
That mindset will lead you deeper into it. I just want to drive that point home. And that's part of the problem with Prince is that, and I'm not saying that his teachings do nobody any good. He has helped a lot of people gain freedom. Okay. But if you go into it with the wrong mindset, then you will be buried deeper into it. And the wrong mindset is that you're seeing good and evil. That's the wrong mindset. All right. So, if there ain't no more questions or smart responses, is renewing your mind like the same as dedicating your heart to Christ? I could do an entirely full show on that.
I mean, the right perspective, yeah.
You could say yes, and that be true. And you can have things that are true on multiple levels, which that is one of them. Because one, you're dedicating your heart to Jesus whenever you accept his love for you. Once again, this is different in churchianity, where it's becoming subservient to love. Love does not make you a slave. Love, true love, gives you freedom. And then to the Western mindset, yes, love makes you a slave. You're subservient to Christ. in the religiosity, but that's not true. Love is what brings you to Christ. Is true agape love. So yes, I would agree that it is the same thing. Yes, exactly right, Rita. That is exactly right. Quit trying to get healed.
Mm-hmm.
Quit trying to get rid of the symptoms. Well, how do I not think of the symptom? You replace it with thoughts of health.
Mm-hmm.
You see yourself as healed. Because as long as you're focused on the symptoms going away, you are still focused on the symptoms, which means you're feeding the symptoms, which means they're staying strong. Thank you, Rita. Excellent, excellent, excellent. That's exactly right. All right. Thank you, Samantha. Thank you, Rita. Thank you for those that contributed. To the members, howdy, howdy, AA. As y'all see, I am doing well. And CJ gave me a bear hug, so that's even more proof.
I'll hear 3 things, Pop. You'll be all right.
Yes, what I taught tonight applies to every part, every aspect of your life. If you're struggling to get rid of anything, you need to listen to this teaching. All right. Be blessed.
Be healed.
And
Be
a
blessed.
blessed.
Love y'all.